Hello friends, today we are going to do a problem statement of SQL. Okay, so we have this data set. I created this data using the help of DataFrame. Okay, so we have user ID, spend amount, and transaction date. Basically, these are the transactions of users on the Uber app. Okay, so there can be certain cases where user made multiple transactions. So as you can see, this user ID triple one made three transactions. Okay, three transactions, first one, second one, third one. Okay, so they may have made the transaction on the same date or different date, but definitely on different date time. Okay, so we have to find user wise third transaction. Okay, so here's the question. Assume you are given the table below on the over transaction made by users. Write a query to obtain the third transaction of every user. Output the user ID, spend, and the transaction date. Okay, so basically we have to find every user's third transaction. Okay, so we'll be doing this problem using the help of the SQL DF. So for what purpose SQL DF is used? So as we saw in the previous video, SQL DF is basically used to query data using SQL from a data frame. Okay, so I'll be simply using SQL DF, and within that I'll be writing the SQL queries. Okay, so first of all, I'll write select star from my table name. So my table name is what? This data frame. Okay, this is my data frame. So as you can see, this is acting fine. Now let's create a column. That is, I'm sorting this transaction date by every users. Okay, so for every user, I'm sorting this transaction date in ascending order. Then I'll be selecting the user's third transaction. Okay, so I'll be doing this with the help of the row number, which is a part of Windows function. So I'll be just writing row number, okay, over. Now we'll have to partition this data by user ID. Okay, so over partition by user ID. Now I'll sort this data by transaction date. So order by transaction date in ascending order, ASC. And I'll be saying this as, you can say this as what? Transaction ranking, I'll be saying. Transaction ranking. I'm creating a new column which is transaction ranking from SQL DF. Let's run this. So as we can see, we created a new column that is transaction ranking. So the transactions made by user ID are like on 8th of January, 10th of January, and 5th February. Then obviously for the user ID triple one, the third transaction would be this one. Same way for triple one, 121, this one will be the third transaction. Okay, so now we have to apply a filter in the column transaction ranking. Okay, so in the same query, you'll not be able to write where transaction rank equal to 3. This is not a valid way to write this query. So what we'll be doing, we'll be simply using a subquery. Okay, so here I can write select, okay, all those columns that I want, user ID, or let's suppose you can write select star from this where transaction ranking equal to 3. Okay, so we got every user's third transaction. Okay, I'll be attaching this data in the description section of this video, where you can use this one to create your data in Jupyter Notebook, and you'll be able to practice this problem statement. Thank you for watching the video. Please stay tuned.